Up Taiwan, I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. For the first time, Taiwan's military will open one of its largest domestically made warships, the Yushan, to the public. But as Jaime Ocon reports, smaller, deadlier ships also on display show the country's effort to develop a so-called asymmetric strategy.
These are a few of Taiwan's domestically made warships. They're docked here at a naval base in the southern city of Kaoshiung because for just one day, the military is letting the public step aboard to learn more about the vessels. It's the first time that this ship, called the Yushan, will allow civilians on deck.
玉山军舰是我国首艘国造且万吨级的两栖舰艇，它是依据我的作战需求所设计与建造。它最大的特色为其逆中的造型，复合式维塔设计。
Equipped with state-of-the-art weapons, amphibious vehicles, a full hospital facility, and a helicopter, its job is to provide Taiwan's outlying islands with supplies. In recent years, neighboring China has stepped up its military aggression around Taiwan as it seeks to bring the country under its control. But there are concerns that large ships like these could become easy targets, an issue Taiwan's Navy is now trying to solve. Now, while the Yushan might be one of Taiwan's largest warships, this smaller, more stealthier-looking ship called the Dajiang is arguably more important when it comes to combat. It's part of Taiwan's push to invest in smaller, more heavily armed ships to counter China's increasing aggression around the region. China's Navy, the world's largest, continues to sail warships around Taiwan as a form of military pressure. Outnumbered, Taiwan is putting a greater emphasis on an asymmetric defense strategy. That means smaller, more cost-effective ships. Armed with a variety of missiles, ships like the Dajiang would pose a significant threat to Chinese vessels coming close to Taiwan's shores. Because of its smaller size and speed, the Navy says the Dajiang is good at firing missiles while staying mobile, making it harder to target.
面对的威胁，在平时叫做大家都说的在国中，中国很多船来骚扰台湾，还有飞机，所以我们也需要有足够的这个船舰去进行所谓的escort 或 monitor。
Taiwan's Navy plans to build 12 Dajiang-class ships and 4 Yushan-class vessels. And the hope is that once completed, these ships can work together and support one another as they work to defend Taiwan's waters. Tsai and Jaime Ocon in Kaohsiung for TaiwanPlus.
Just days ahead of the APEC summit in San Francisco, Taiwan President Tsai has asked her envoy to relay a message. TSMC founder Morris Zhang is serving as Tsai's representative to the summit. Tsai asked him to convey Taiwan's commitment to promoting regional peace and working with other countries to build a resilient supply chain. She also asked Zhang to emphasize the country's green energy and digital transformations while protecting women's and labor rights. This is the 7th time Zhang will represent Taiwan at the Regional Trade Conference. He accepted the president's requests and emphasized that Taiwan is already trying to lead by example.
打造更具弹性与韧性的供应链，这个台湾已经是相当努力的在尽我们的力。
TSMC Chair Mark Liu says the company still plans to build a chip fab in Taiwan for its next-generation technology. The company last month scrapped plans to build a new plant at the Hsinchu Science Park in northern Taiwan after local residents complained. But Liu said the development of the 1.4 nanometer process will stay in the country. The world's leading chipmaker has overseas projects in the making in the U.S. state of Arizona, as well as Japan and Germany. A man and his wife have been arrested after scamming nearly $250,000 from Uber Eats by exploiting a loophole in their ordering system. The man carried out 2 major scams over a 4-year period. In his first operation, he set up a fake restaurant on the food delivery app and placed orders from fake customer accounts. The orders were then canceled. Uber Eats reimbursed the fake restaurant for meals it never prepared. The company was unable to contact the fake customers for payment as their accounts had been deleted. In the second scam, the defendant was employed by Uber Eats, allowing him to redirect earnings from other restaurants into his own accounts. It was the second scam that caught the attention of the company. A Hong Kong tourist has been arrested in Taiwan for acting as a money mule for a fraud ring. Harrell Hughes has the details.
A man waiting for a flight from Taiwan to Hong Kong with a bag full of cash. Within minutes, he stopped by plainclothes police, served with a warrant, and placed in handcuffs. This man was acting as a money mule, someone who transfers dirty money for someone else. Walking the street at night, he was not looking at a cell phone for directions, but for instructions. He was working for a smuggling ring that targets men in Hong Kong. The group offers an all-inclusive trip to Taiwan, with flights, accommodation, and food thrown in. All the mule has to do is travel as a tourist. On an earlier visit to Taiwan, the man stayed 2 weeks and made over 200 withdrawals at the direction of his handlers. He successfully returned to Hong Kong carrying the equivalent of over $120,000 US. For this, he got a 10% commission. But coming back a second time was a mistake. This time, police were alerted when he entered the country and watched him the whole time he was here.
经过数日埋伏跟监讯后依诈欺洗钱防治法移送。
And with that, the man's mission and his commission came to an abrupt end. Taiwan's government says it's making a priority of cracking down on fraud. That's as total losses from fraud cases last year stood at over $200 million US, a record high. But as this case shows, it's often a cat-and-mouse game for authorities as the fraudsters constantly change their tactics to stay one step ahead. John Su, Sam Hui, and Harrell Hughes for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan welcomed 600 overseas students from 89 countries in Taipei on Thursday. The students are here on government scholarships offered jointly by Taiwan's Education and Foreign Ministries. The programs allow people from other countries to either pursue a degree at a Taiwan university or learn Mandarin at a local institute. Taiwan is an increasingly popular destination for learning the language as other countries restrict cultural exchanges with China.
What do these experiences mean for these students and for Taiwanese? We do see the cross-cultural internationalization which has taken place. We see the language transfer. We see the skill and capacity sharing.
An impressive range of flowers is on display at Taiwan's Flower Variety Promotion Fair. It's making a comeback after the floral industry took a major hit during the COVID pandemic. Rosie Greninger has the story.
Back in full bloom after weathering pandemic pains. There are over 1,500 types of flowers on display here at the Nangang Exhibition Centre, and they're every colour of the rainbow. Every year, new breeds are debuted here. Botanists are constantly developing and innovating to create special hybrids, like this flower that can stand high temperatures and grow in summer.
3、4月以后到整个7、8月都是有办法生产这样子一个青花特，然后再来就是我们这个品种是在夏天是不会褪色，像过去的品种、老的品种，它基本上在夏天它的花青素的累积是没办法很完善的。
The exhibition is an important event for botanists, who use it to share information learned throughout the year. It's a tight-knit industry that took a major hit during the pandemic, as the cancellation of social activities meant there was no demand for flowers, causing prices to fall. But the Agriculture Ministry encouraged plant nurseries to build new relationships with supermarkets and e-commerce platforms to keep the industry from wilting.
其中主要就是跨域的推动我们花卉的消费。另外呢，居家用花是很重要的一个点。那这样子呢，民众可以更容易的取得，可以刺激消费。
Breeding flowers is not a cheap or easy task, but events like this provide a space for inspiration and exchange, so the floral industry can continue to blossom. Klein Wang and Rosie Greninger for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching today's What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website and our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. And finally today, let's check out these photos from a model expo in Taipei. I'm Ethan. Take care, and I'll see you next time.